Hey guys, welcome to Stock Talk Thursday. It is March 10th, and I'm excited to bring this Stock Talk Thursday to you. And at the end, we got a couple of really important announcements, so be sure to stick around for that. For today, feel free to throw your comments in and questions if you've got any. I'll be sure to answer those and for this to be interactive. Want to do this with you guys. It's always better that way. So let's jump right into the chart right here, and let's see what's going on in the overall market. It's been kind of crazy out there, honestly. Obviously, with everything going on with the world news and the war, unfortunately, it's added a lot of volatility to everything. We did call off the squirrel market, and we are now in a bear market. So let's break down exactly what that means, so we just kind of have a reference point right here. The squirrel markets, of course, very volatile, and we're just not sure which direction is the market going to go. It's been in a bull market for most of this last year, and then things got squirrely, and now it seems like we have some more direction, and that direction is a bear market. So can kind of start looking here at the end of December. There we got a low, a high, but then we actually fall down. We make a lower low, and then a lower high, and then a lower low again. Last Thursday, we made a lower high, bouncing down off that 20-day exponential moving average and started moving down from there. So now we've got, lower lows and lower highs coming into play. And so we have called a bear market. So we'll have to see how long that lasts. The market is still very newsy right now, just with everything going on. And so that could change. But right now we are seeing lower lows and lower highs in the overall market. Again, like I said, things still really pretty newsy, even just this morning. I mean, there's news coming out of, a peace deal fell through. It didn't happen. And so the market gapped down a little bit, moved down. But then the market rallied a little bit and started moving up again. So just a lot of, even though it's a bear market, we're not in the squirrel anymore, the volatility is still there. So a lot of volatility happening. And so, just things to be aware of as we look to trade. Let's go ahead and take a look at what was hot last week and what was not hot last week before we jump into this week. So if you remember last week, our hot stock was Occidental Petroleum. And of course, it's the energy sector. And energy's just been going crazy the last few months, especially the last few weeks with the war going on and everything. Energy stocks have really just taken off. Now, last week was the 3rd, and we were on this day right here. And we were looking at this being a really hot stock because of these couple candlesticks just rocketing up after already some solid movement up. And I found an article this morning, I was reading it, and it actually was on Occidental. And this is very interesting, right? This kind of got me excited. So Warren Buffett, most of you know who that is. He's considered to be one of the best traders ever, literally made his billions trading. It wasn't off of something else. It was trading in the market. So Warren Buffett, he took a very large position in Occidental Petroleum, and he started accumulating that position on the 2nd and the 3rd and the 4th. And you can see how this reacted on the 4th. So last Friday, it just shot up again. So Occidental still extremely hot. And you can actually see this in play here. If we look at these 4 boxes, this O right here, that's like your insider score. So we click on that and we can take a look right here, the insider score. Berkshire Hathaway, they're the ones that bought over $3 billion worth of this stock and now hold about a $5 billion position in OXY. And it's about 10% of the company right there. And just for kicks and giggles, we can click on the detail right here and we can see the actual purchases. So this is all history from back in February, and you can go back as far as you want with this kind of thing. But then starting on the 2nd, there is Berkshire Hathaway bought about 78 million, And then later on that day, another couple hundred million, then almost half a billion. The next day on the third, several more positions accumulated in the hundreds of millions, and continuing on the fourth as well. And you add all that up, it's going to be over $3 billion worth. So all that to say, yeah, Occidental, they're still hot. Yep. So that's pretty interesting to see. Warren Buffett taking that stock and just really pouring into it. All right, let's see what was not hot last week, and that was going to be EPAM. And there was some news with them having a lot of business dealings in Russia, and so that, of course, was going to be negatively impacting them. And it hasn't gotten any better. You see this massive move down on the news that they had to actually retract their forecasted earnings for the next quarter. Even though their earnings report was pretty good, that was right before the war started. So, once that war started, they had to retract their forecasted earnings, and it just killed them there. And trying to recover a little bit, but then just got beat down by the 5-day exponential moving average, and they haven't been above that since. So, still EPAM not hot at all. So definitely don't want to get bullish on that stock at all. All right, well, let's take a look at what is hot this week, and we'll take a look at what's not hot. So we're going to use our normal method to find what is hot. Coming up here to the market page, and I want to take a look at our sector chart, and let's look at the last week. And you probably guessed it. Yep, we're going to be in the energy sector again. We've been in the energy sector so much, and you look at the last 3 months, right? It's been energy. This is the last 3 months. The worst has been consumer cyclical, and then second worst has been technology. Tech has been getting hit pretty hard, but it's been energy that's just been killing it, and basic materials has been doing pretty well also. But the same thing this week, energy is our winner there. So let's take a look and see which is going to be our hot stock in energy. And had it pulled up. I'm getting a little bit lost here myself, guys. NOV. I'm not finding it for some reason. Let's come back out. I don't know why I couldn't find it on the chart. But NOV was going to be our hot stock. I kind of almost wanted to have Oxy be the hot stock again, right? Because, we just had that as our hot stock last week. And it was towards the end of last week that Warren Buffett took those, major positions in Oxy. And so it's like, wow, man, that should be our hot stock again. But I want to switch it up. And this time we found NOV. You take a look at what they've been doing. So NOV, it's been uptrending as well in the last few months. And again, I don't know why I couldn't find it on that screen just now. I found it earlier. That's how I came up to this stock. But we'll just press on here. And you look at earlier in the week, I believe this was Friday, we're down about $17 per share. And in just a couple days, just had this explosive growth. Kind of looks a little bit like, that chart on Occidental a little bit there, and moved up as high as 22, even that second day. So, that you're looking at a 30% increase just in 2 days. Now, obviously, when you have that incredible growth in such a short amount of time, it would make sense that the stock would need to rest a little bit. So there's a nice volatile doji candlestick right there the next day, move back down a little bit. Today, starting to push up again off of that 5-day. So we'll have to see if it can actually push through and maybe break those highs. Will it jump up more? We'll have to see. Oxy did. We'll have to visit this one next week and see if this actually pushed up more. But definitely some big movements going on in this stock right here, NOV. All right. Now for our next stock, to show you what are not hot stock, we're not going to use the same method to find it. I actually want to show you a different way that we can go about this. And so for this, what we're going to do is we're going to come into the watch list. And I want us to look at percentage losers. You can see there's all different things in here. You got, dollar gainers, dollar losers, percentage gainers, and percentage losers. We also got 52-week highs, lows. So there's lots of good stuff in here that you could play with. But we want to look at the percentage losers for our what is not hot stock. And we pull this up, and you can see the percentage of all these. Now some of these are kind of weird ones, like it's in a holding limited American, but we're not looking at normal types of stocks there, but I want to look at this one right here, Asana, and they lost 22% just today. So let's go take a look, because that's sounding not hot, right? And you take a look at this chart, and obviously it has been downtrending quite a bit. We were up at highs back in November in the 140 something dollars per share, and I don't know what happened on that day. There's obviously some kind of news item that came out. Maybe a pre-earnings report got leaked or something like that, because earnings just a couple weeks away, and it just tanked right there. Came down even more. You got earnings report, which actually they beat their earnings estimate. You got the green box right there, and it's still gapped down, and hasn't really gotten any better for them since. Just getting pushed down, pushed down, pushed down. A little bit of hope, but that got crushed as well. And then you look at last earnings report, missed it by a good bit, got a solid red box right there, and a gap down to lows that they haven't seen in a while. We could put a bit of a trend line right there. It's not the cleanest trend line because it's still getting lower. Change that, put that right about there. That's going to be pretty close right there. And but we just gapped way down below that. And it doesn't look so big on the screens because we have all this other history and information up here. But that's a pretty big drop right there. Let's see. Let's just zoom in. So here we go. It closed yesterday at about 48.50, and then it opened up today at 37.50 or so. That's an $11 drop. That's pretty big right there. That's 20 something percent. It was what was the exact number that I had written down here? It lost about, I don't have that exact number, but you lost about half the evaluation from November 19th to December 3rd. Let's back up to there, right? So from here to here, that little area, just a couple weeks, you lost about half of its valuation. From here to today, it's about a quarter. It's worth a quarter of what it was just a few months ago in November. That's pretty crazy. So that's why Asana is our not hot stock of the day. All right. I'm going to stop sharing. You should see me full screen now. We're going to talk just a couple other things real quick here. I want to tell you about the Word on Investing Summit. You should be able to see the information scrolling down at the bottom. You can go ahead and register for that tradeway.com/events page. And so our whole theme for this Word on Investing Summit is going to be money, faith, and mindset. We're going to have speakers like Myron Golden. Many of you are familiar with him. David Mitchell, of course, will be speaking as well, along with many others. So we'll be talking about money, faith, and mindset in the context of what does the Word have to say about that. So I want to invite you guys to that. That'll be April 22nd and 23rd. So it's 6 weeks or so from now. But April 22nd, 23rd, that should also be listed there at tradeway.com/events. You'll be able to see that there as well. Final thing I want to let you guys know about, we are going to try a new time for Stock Talk Thursday. We've heard some comments that, the last couple times just, not working out. And so we are moving this to noon Central Time. So 12 p.m. Central Time. And this is starting next week. So next week, 12 p.m. Central Time, that's going to be your new time for Stock Talk Thursday. We look forward to seeing you there. And then hopefully we'll be able to, get some more interaction going, get some people commenting, get some questions putting in there as you're on your lunch break watching. So we're trying to do this to help you out, and we'd love to reach out to you. So thank you for being on, and we will see you guys next week, again, noon Central Time. We'll see you then.